from haunting tales to stories of true crime and a couple strange phenomena in between. Here are the top 10 horrifying things that happened on Route 66. Starting off this list in our number 10 spot, we have Lawler Ford Road. Lawler Ford Road, also known as Zombie Road, is a secluded wooded area in Wildwood, Missouri that has gained a reputation for being one of the most haunted places in the state. Legend has it that the road was once a popular spot for illegal activities such as moonshining and was the site of several killings and accidents, leading to its haunted reputation. People have reported seeing apparitions, hearing strange noises, and feeling a sense of unease when walking along the road at night. There are stories of a man who was hit by a train back in the 1970s, or even a creepy old woman who is said to scream at people who get near to the road, but perhaps the most enduring spooky tale surrounding Zombie Road is that of the death of Della Hamilton McClough back in 1876. Story goes that she was hit by a railroad car, and since then her ghost has haunted the area. Apparently she appears on the road asking for a ride before disappearing into thin air. Another story tells of a man who died after falling from the bluffs, and his ghost is said to haunt the area, causing strange occurrences and eerie noises. Despite the spooky tales, visitors continue to explore the area, hoping to catch a glimpse of the supernatural. In our number 9 spot today, we have the Meramec Caves. The Meramec Caves in Stanton, Missouri are a series of underground caves and tunnels that have a rich history and many spooky stories associated with them. The caves were formed over millions of years by the flow of the Meramec River and have been used by humans for thousands of years, with evidence of indigenous American settlements dating back to the pre-Columbian era. During the Civil War, the caves were used by Confederate soldiers as a hiding place, and legend has it that the notorious outlaw Jesse James also used the caves as a hideout. The caves were also used during the Prohibition as a speakeasy, and visitors can still see the remnants of the underground bar and dance floor. Over the years, many spooky stories have emerged about the caves, including tales of ghostly apparitions and even mysterious disappearances. One of the most famous stories is that of a girl named Miriam who died in the caves during a flood in the early 20th century. Her ghost is said to haunt the cave, and visitors have reported seeing her ghostly figure and hearing her cries for help. Another eerie story is that of a group of guys who went missing in the cave in the 1960s. Despite an extensive search, their bodies were never found, and some believe that they may still be lost in the caves today. Despite the spooky stories, the Meramec Caves remain a popular tourist attraction, and visitors can actually take guided tours of the underground caves and learn more about the rich history and legends of this fascinating place. In our number 8 spot today, we have Willain Bonin. This horrible person is said to be responsible for taking the lives of 21 young men in Southern California from May of 1979 to June of 1980. It is said that on at least 12 of these occasions he was assisted by one of his 4 known accomplices, and it is even speculated that he might be responsible for 15 more of these crimes that evidence hasn't officially been able to connect him to. He was often referred to as the freeway killer because of the fact that most of the bodies were found along the freeway of Southern California. Although Bonin did not have a specific pattern of targeting victims on Route 66, the highway did run through the general area where many of his crimes were committed. The fear and panic caused by the freeway killer in Southern California during his reign of terror left a lasting impact on the community, and it really made people hesitant to travel on the region's highways and freeways, including Route 66. The police surveilled William until they could catch him in the act, which they did. In the beginning, he claimed innocence, but after receiving an impassioned letter from one of the victim's mothers, which asked him to please share the location of her son's body, he confessed his guilt. But he made sure to clarify that it wasn't so that the mother could be at peace and so that her pain could be eased. No, of course not. Instead, he said, quote, "I was dying for a hamburger and I knew if I went out with the cops they would get me a hamburger." At his first trial, the prosecutor described him as, quote, "the most arch-evil person who ever existed." William was convicted on 14 of his crimes and was sentenced to death. He spent 14 years on death row until his sentence was carried out in 1996. In our number 7 spot today, we have Route 666. Route 666, also known as the Devil's Highway, was a highway that ran through the southwestern United States. While not technically a part of Route 66, the eerily named Route 666 is in close proximity to the historic road. The road was notorious for its many twists and turns and its association with eerie and supernatural phenomena. One of the most popular stories surrounding this route is that it was cursed, with many drivers and travelers reporting strange encounters and unexplained events. Some claimed to have seen ghostly apparitions apparitions or heard ghostly screams while driving on the highway, while others reported feelings of foreboding or unease. Other stories tell of drivers encountering phantom vehicles on the road or of strange creatures that would appear suddenly and then disappear just as quickly. Some even claimed to have seen Satan himself standing by the side of the road watching them as they drove by. In addition to these supernatural stories, there were also many rumors of real-life horrors that occurred on Route 666, including accidents, killings, and other tragedies. Although Route 666 has since been renamed and renumbered, the stories and legends that surround it continue to fascinate and terrify those who travel through the region. Whether due to its eerie history or its connection to the supernatural, Route 666 remains a place of mystery and intrigue for many. In our number 6 spot today, we have Hotel Monte Vista. The Hotel Monte Vista is a historic hotel located in Flagstaff, Arizona, along the famous Route 66. Built in 1927, the hotel has gained a reputation for being one of the most haunted hotels in the state. Over the years, numerous reports of paranormal activity have been reported, including signs of ghostly apparitions, unexplained noises, and strange occurrences in the guest rooms. One of the most well-known ghost stories involves a bank robber who was killed during a shootout in the hotel, and he is said to haunt room 210. Another ghost, known as the Meat Man, which is horrible, is said to roam the halls and knock on guests' doors. Other ghostly sightings include a woman in a rocking chair in the lobby, a bellboy on the 3rd floor, and a mysterious figure in the basement. Despite the haunting reputation, the Hotel Monte Vista continues to attract visitors from all over the world who come to experience its unique history and paranormal activity, so stay if you dare. In our number 5 spot today, we have the Hitchhiker. The ghostly Hitchhiker of Route 66 in New Mexico, near the town of Tucumcari, is one of the most famous ghost stories associated with the historic highway. The legend tells of a young woman who died in a car accident while trying to hitchhike to her own wedding. Since then, motorists have reported seeing a female figure in a white dress hitchhiking along Route 66 in the area, only to disappear when they stop to pick her up. Some have even reported feeling a chill or a sudden drop in temperature when the apparition appears. The story has become so famous that a memorial was erected near the spot where the woman died, and it has become a popular spot for visitors to pay their respects and leave offerings. While some believe the story is nothing more than an urban legend, others swear they have seen the ghostly hitchhiker along Route 66 in New Mexico. In our number 4 spot today, we have Cairo. The town of Cairo, located in southern Illinois, was once a bustling river town that served as a major transportation hub during the late 19th century. However, due to a series of disasters including floods, fires, and disease outbreaks, the town fell into decline in the early 20th century, and most of its residents left for better opportunities elsewhere. By the mid-20th century, the town had become a virtual ghost town with only a few residents remaining. Today, Cairo is mostly abandoned, with many of its buildings and homes left in ruins. Despite this, the town has gained a reputation for being haunted by the ghosts of former residents who died in the town's many disasters. Visitors have reported hearing unexplained noises, feeling a sense of unease, and even seeing ghostly apparitions in the deserted streets. One of the most haunted places in Cairo is the abandoned Magnolia Manor, which is said to be haunted by the ghost of a former resident who died in the house. The old Cairo courthouse, which is now a museum, is also rumored to be haunted by the ghost of a former judge who died in the building. Despite its eerie reputation, Cairo remains a popular destination for ghost hunters and urban explorers looking to explore the abandoned town's haunted past. In our number 3 spot today, we have J.D. Dolphus and Utha Welch. James Dolphus and Utha Marie Welch were a couple who were killed on Route 66 near Lupton, Arizona on May 2nd, 1962. Their killers were later identified as James Abner Bentley and his accomplice John F. Green. Bentley and Green were 2 career criminals who had recently been released from prison and who were on the run from the law. They were driving a stolen car when they spotted the Welch's vehicle and decided to rob and kill them. The killers fled the scene and went on a crime spree across several states, eventually leading to their capture and conviction. Bentley was sentenced to death while Green was sentenced to life in prison. These killings were a shocking and senseless act of violence that shocked the small community of Lupton and sent shock waves across the country. Today, the spot where the couple was killed is marked with a plaque as a reminder of the tragic event that occurred there. In our number 2 spot today, we have the Safflebeck Bordello. The Safflebeck Bordello was a notorious brothel located in Galena, Kansas that operated during the 1900s. The establishment was owned and operated by a woman named Fanny Annie Safflebeck, who was known for her violent temper and ruthless business practices. According to legend, Safflebeck ran the bordello with an iron fist, employing a team of enforcers to keep the women in line and punish any customers who didn't pay up. Some reports suggest that Safflebeck was involved in more than just sex work, with rumors of bootlegging and gambling also swirling around the establishment. Here's the thing, this bordello is often connected to much worse crimes, like killings, and this part of the legend comes from the fact that several women who worked at the bordello were found dead under mysterious circumstances over the years. While some of the deaths were attributed to natural causes or accidents, others were believed to be the result of foul play. Despite the rumors and legends surrounding the Safflebeck Bordello, little concrete evidence exists to confirm many of the stories. The building itself was torn down in the 1960s, and today only a few historical markers and local stories remain to keep the legend alive. And finally, in our number 1 spot today, we have the Joplin Ghost Light. The Joplin Ghost Light is a mysterious phenomenon that has been reported near the town of Joplin, Missouri for over a century. According to local legend, the ghost light appears as a bright, glowing orb that floats above the railroad tracks near the town, moving slowly back and forth before disappearing into the night. Many theories have been proposed to explain the ghost light, with some suggesting that it may be caused by swamp gas or other natural phenomena. Others believe it's headlights from Route 66, and some believe that the light is a paranormal entity, possibly the spirit of a railway worker who died on the tracks many years ago. Over the years, countless witnesses have reported seeing the Joplin Ghost Light, with many claiming that it is one of the most eerie and inexplicable sights they have ever seen. Some have even attempted to follow the light, but it always seems to disappear into thin air before they can get close enough to investigate. Despite numerous attempts to explain the Joplin Ghost Light, the phenomenon remains shrouded in mystery, and its true origin and purpose may never be fully understood. However, for many locals, the ghost light is a beloved and enduring part of the town's folklore, and it continues to draw curious visitors from all over the world. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I will see you again soon. Bye!